I would now like to welcome our CYPSC Chair, Mary Crawley, to say a few words.
Good morning, everybody, and a very, very warm welcome to today's CYPSC Networking and Festive Gathering. Today we have a full and varied programme of activities and inputs, which we are pleased to note also has a very high degree of youth involvement. A number of themes will be explored: youth work with a particular focus on mental health, community resilience, addiction services, play, parenting and family support, a focus on children in care, and a workshop on embracing diversity. In other words, a comprehensive combination of themes which affect and influence the lives of children and young people we work with on a day-to-day basis. Alone we can do so little, together we can do so much. That quote is from Helen Keller, an American author, disability rights advocate, political activist and lecturer. Donegal CYPSC is an excellent example of how together we can achieve so much when we work collectively, collaboratively and in a strategic, planned way. Interagency and multi-agency working makes a real difference to the lives of children and young people. It enables a variety of services from the community, voluntary and statutory sectors to join forces in order to work collectively to put children at the centre, meet their needs and improve their lives. Donegal as a county has a strong track record of collaboration at all levels of engagement. The strength in CYPSC, and indeed all of the other effective interagency partnerships which exist in the county, is that it harnesses the strength of informal networking and relationships to build a structured, formal partnership collectively responsible for a 3-year plan with clearly defined goals, targets and timeframes. The distinctiveness of CYPSC as an interagency county-wide grouping is that our collaboration is targeted towards achieving the 5 national outcomes for children and young people aged 0 to 24, reflecting different developmental phases and associated needs of each stage of childhood, youth and extending into early adulthood and spanning all policy areas from universal to targeted supports and services. Today's event epitomises all that is good about interagency working with children and young people. The diversity of themes, presentations and organisations reflects the rich tapestry of agencies committed to the achievement of the best possible outcomes for children and families in Donegal. Youth work in many different forms is profiled at today's gathering. Youth work enhances the lives of young people and adults. In fact, it can utterly change the lives of young people and young adults. It is a particular way of working which, and I quote from the NYCI, is an empowering process that tips the balance in young people's favour. It provides one of the few settings where young people have the power to make decisions, follow them through, and take responsibility for the consequences in a safe and supportive environment. Youth work adds value to the lives of all young people by helping them to develop lasting skills and attributes. It builds confidence. It provides role models. It instills a sense of belonging. It helps young people find their place in the world. It provides positive reinforcement. It is based on a fundamental belief in young people, in what they are contributing to society today and what they will continue to contribute in the future as adults. It doesn't shy away from the challenges, the difficulties that young people face in a post-pandemic 2022 Ireland, a society where young people have been deprived of years of social interaction at a crucial point in their lives. We're very fortunate in Donegal to have a wide range of youth work organisations, and we'll hear from a number of them today with a particular focus on mental health and resilience. We'll also hear from parenting and family support organisations through Donegal Parenting and Family Support Service and from a representative of the 10 network of family resource centres in the county. These organisations, among others, are instrumental in ensuring that parents and families have consistent and integrated pathways to ensure they receive the right response at the right time and for the right reasons. The county-wide availability of strong family support organisations is essential to the achievement of outcomes for children and families. They encompass a broad range of interventions and provisions which promote the welfare and well-being of families in response to needs, particularly in times of difficulty. Similar to the principles underpinning youth work, it is an approach which is based on the principle of working in partnership with families, is needs-led, strives for minimum intervention, works from a strengths-based perspective, is mindful of resilient and strengthens the informal networks which provide the essential scaffolding to all of our lives. Again, in Donegal, we're fortunate to have excellent parenting and family support organisations. And from my TUSLA perspective, I'm very mindful of the complexity of issues that they're all currently dealing with, the increased demand on those services and the increased longevity of the interventions which have now become the norm in parenting and family support work. Play. We don't stop playing because we grow old. We grow old because we stop playing. Bernard Shaw was a man after my own heart. We'll hear today about the necessity of play, movement and its role in the development of social skills. Play improves the cognitive, physical, social and emotional well-being of children and young people. Through play, children learn about themselves and the world around them. They also learn the skills that they need for study, work and relationships. We'll hear more about this through videos produced by LifeStart in partnership with the North Central Child and Family Support Network. Resilience is another theme which will be explored with a focus on young people, mental health and a community resilience project aimed at supporting families affected by mica in Donegal. From my own point of view, I've just been working in Donegal for a short number of years, but one of the features of the Donegal community which has persistently struck me is the resilience, the tenacity and the levels of collaboration in the face of challenge and tragedies that tends to characterise Donegal communities. In a short number of recent years, there's been extensive flooding in Inishowen. There's been car accidents and other events where multiple people have lost their lives. There is the mica crisis, and tragically, there has been the recent explosion in Crawley with the loss of 10 lives. That tragedy brought about an extraordinary interagency and community response, quite an extraordinary response, whereby multiple agencies, groups, clubs and individuals worked together morning, noon and night to support that community in the face of an unthinkable tragedy. Donegal knows resilience. Donegal does resilience. But continuously being resilient takes its toll on communities. It takes its toll on individuals and it takes its toll on agencies. So today is an excellent opportunity to hear from organisations who help to build and support that resilience at a community level. We'll hear from and about organisations involved in supporting families around alcohol use and addiction. We'll see a video produced by Donegal Youth Voices in partnership with our own, that's TUSLA Children and Care staff, by and for young people in our care system. Finally, the day will conclude with an Embracing Diversity workshop by the Donegal Intercultural Platform, an organisation that supports people and communities interested in working towards inclusion and equality, promoting human rights and challenging discrimination and racism. We were delighted to see the Intercultural Platform being awarded core funding in 2021, as it's an essential organisation which has supported the county in embracing the rapidly changing fabric of Donegal society. In recent years, war, occupation, invasion, conflict, famine, poverty, and their devastating effects on countries like Syria, Afghanistan, Yemen, South Sudan, Eritrea, and most latterly Ukraine, has utterly changed the movement of people across the globe. According to the UNHCR, the global displacement crisis reached its peak in May 22 of this year, with 100 million refugees and displaced people across the globe. 100 million people. And that figure didn't take into account, because it was premature at that stage, the Ukrainian situation. Developments in Ukraine are therefore not reflected in that figure. Since then, there have been 7,750,000 refugees from Ukraine, 6,250,000 internally displaced people, and close to 4.5 million persons have registered for temporary protection or similar international protection since the Russian invasion in February. They're astounding numbers. In Donegal, the Ukrainian situation alone has resulted in 3,888 refugees being accommodated in 133 centres across the county, as well as 261 children from a range of countries being accommodated in 3 separate IPAS centres. Any rapid increase in population can be challenging to service providers to ensure that people seeking our protection are enabled to resume their lives as fully as possible, that children can resume their education and build their lives where they have futures, they have options, and they develop a sense of belonging in their new communities. In rising to this challenge, it is also our responsibility to embrace diversity, to create the conditions for inclusion, and to welcome the fact that while tragedies abroad have profoundly devastating consequences for people's lives, the arrival of refugees brings a richness and a depth of cultures, language and ethnicities to our communities. We look forward to the Intercultural Platform for its workshop in supporting us in how we do that. It's going to be a great day, and a very warm thank you to each of you who have prepared videos, presentations and other inputs for today. To those of you who have set up information stands and those of you who have come to listen and be a part of the day. A warm thank you to the members of CYPSC who steer and guide the work of CYPSC on an everyday operational basis. I look forward to seeing you at our face-to-face meeting next week and hopefully at an increased number of face-to-face meetings in 2023. Finally, thank you to Anne Timoney-Meehan and Paul Hootsma, who have worked incredibly hard to bring us another stimulating, varied and lively day of content. I have absolutely no doubt that we're all going to enjoy the diversity of inputs for today, so I hope you all enjoy it and stay with us right through to the end. Thank you very much for your attention this morning.